I've decided to make a personal review on my iPhone XS Max amidst all the other savvy reviews the tech people has given. I'm not particularly interested in smartphones. I mean, I'm not a savvy user, but with the new iPhone XS coming out and the Max version of it, I must really say this is one phone that really got me bowled over, and I'm so impressed. More impressed than when I had my iPhone 7 Plus and my first iPhone, which I have used. This phone, listen to this, for all the non-savvy tech user like myself, I use this for my video recordings and everything else. I don't have my other digital camera or anything else. I only use iPhones. I used to have Samsung, Android, all the Galaxies and all the, there's this the one with the, there's no H on it. There's just a screen on it. And I got really frustrated using Samsung because when, you can print out a long email, and after that, when you just a slight touch, the whole email disappears and you can never get it back again. So that's the main reason I switched back from Android to iPhone, because iPhone still has that little space for you to touch, the H for you to hold and not lose the screen, which you have spent an enormous amount of time drafting out that email or that letter or whatever it is. So I went back to iPhone, and I got used to it. I never regretted thereafter. But iPhone was still an iPhone. I mean, every single version looks the same, from iPhone 5S to 6 Plus, which I had 6 Plus, then I moved on to 7 Plus. From 7 Plus, then the 10 came out. I didn't want the 10 because there were so many bugs in it, and there was a lot of hiccups and things like that. So I had this innate instinct that they're going to come up with something really much bigger, like the Plus thing, and eventually it did this year. So it came out about a month or two before I decided that I liked it. When I wanted a Gold, I always had Gold. But when I saw the Gold version of the XS Max, it was really atrocious because it didn't look like gold. It looks more like green tea. Do you know matcha tea, green tea, the Japanese green tea down there? Then you add milk into the green tea. That's the color it comes up with. Okay, the back part of it has that kind of color where it's not even gold. It's more like a milky green tea kind of color. It's only the side bands that is gold. And even though it's gold, it's not even rose gold like in Jaeger LeCoultre watches or like Aleng and Sonet, apart from the white gold Aleng and Sonet uses. But it's not those kind of gold, okay, rose gold or things like that, like Rolex or things like that. So I didn't really fancy that anymore, and I was a bit disappointed. But I got the black one instead, the space gray, and I never regretted it. In fact, I was so happy I got the space gray because it complemented my Series 4 Apple Watch and a 44mm, and it works just fine together. And I think it's really fantastic because there's no two tones. Unlike the gold, there's two tones, the gold and the milky gold. So there's two tones of it, and it looks really, really quite stupid. But the gray, space gray, I'm a bit colorblind, so I see it as black. It's really nice because the side, let me show it to you. I'm going to go to the mirror. I'm going to show it to you. So if you see this, the side right down to the back is actually one tone. There's no two tones on it. So, and the gloss and everything is also one tone, and it's really nice. Even if I switch off the lights right now, you can see, can you see that? Amidst the darker background. So it's really quite nice. And one more thing, can you see the OLED screen? It's fantastic. Now, if you have really watched movies, I watch movies on this, the HBO movies, and do you know the screen on this XS Max is actually better than the screen on LG TV here? The contrast, the crispness, the sharpness of it is so much better looking. Yeah, it's a bit bigger. I mean, the television screen are always bigger. You have the, like the bigger screen here and things like that. But I'm telling you, if you're watching on a smartphone, I mean, this beats some of the simple television LCD screen or whatever, hands down. Okay, the iPhone, I'm going to repeat myself, the iPhone XS Max screen beats even the television hands down. It's so sharp, it's so crisp. The contrast is fantastic, it's amazing. And it was like I'm watching a huge screen on a small phone. So, being a movie fan, I find that this phone was really amazing for me, and I'm completely bowled over. Now, about the notch on top, it doesn't bother me as it does to other. I think this is just a bit OCD. Some people, they're a bit OCD on the notch. Oh, I see the notch all the time. I don't see it. I mean, it's the middle of the screen is where the action is all about. The corner is just a corner, and I think it's good. So in a nutshell, I think of all the iPhones I have owned, the XS Max, which I'm having right now, the space gray, with the complimentary of this, it complements my Apple Watch Series 4 really well, and I think it's the best phone I've ever handled, owned, and played with. Would I trade it for anything else? No. And one more thing about the camera, I think it speaks for itself. It's really sharp. I've been doing a lot of filming, and though I'm not tech savvy like a lot of people do, I don't really know how to play around with the slow motion videos, and I haven't really got into the nitty gritty of that, and I don't think there was any necessity for me to do that. But if I do take pictures, I think it came out really sharp and really nice. I mean, nicer than all the iPhones and the Samsung I've ever handled, and even the Vivo and Huawei and all the other, ambiguous brands. So for the price I pay, and iPhone has put up, I think that's pretty reasonable. Even though, some complaints that they don't have the headphone jacks and stuff like that, but those are small little hiccups. But in a nutshell, the phone really functions really well. I've dropped this phone before pretty hard a few times, even on the roadside. It didn't come out with any scratches, so the glass is really quite tough and durable. Scratch resistance to a certain extent, okay? I'm not saying that it's really 100% scratch resistant, but I can't see any obvious scratches on my phone, and it's not scratch at all till now. I can't see any, and it's performing well. It does get a bit hot, but then I realized that if I shut down most of the unnecessary applications and roamings and things like that on the privacy, blah blah blah, you'll learn how to figure it out. You realize that it doesn't get any hotter anymore, so the battery life seems to last much longer. From the time you fully charge in the morning to the evening, can you watch a couple of videos, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's still remaining. Like now I'm still recording myself, and it's still about 40%. I'm impressed with this, and I think it's the best investment I had. It's much better than the 7 Plus, and much better than all the iPhones I ever had, and even Samsung. So I wouldn't call myself an iPhone fan, but I think iPhone has its very, very good uses. And even though it's a full screen, I can still catch it, I can still hold it without having the other screen slip off somewhere else, and whatever I've been typing has lost. Unlike Samsung, it's been very frustrating using Samsung, and it's quite rhetorical, and I think Samsung's it's non-functional compared to iPhone. So there you go. This is my layman's review of this iPhone XS Max. See ya, bye.